The writing's in German. It says Achtung, which is, everyone knows is German for Jack. Wow. Whoa, I'm liking this. So what I'm going to do, presumably, and fast forward, is move this post and jack to the front to jack up the front post. As this post, as I've been lifting up this, there's nothing holding up the front, which is putting pressure on the beam, and I don't think it's going to snap or anything, but, you know, it's not good. So, righto. So that didn't quite go as planned. As I jacked up this lintel, it started to pull out of the post. It's got, you know, this shed is 100 and something years old, and it's got 100 and something year old nails in it. That's all that's holding it together. So I'm just going to put some, I've got these bolts here that I use, probably should call them screws, that I use when I make end assemblies for fencing. So I just going to stick these through this, whatever this is doing, but that should put strength all the way along to the bottom of the beam and through a big one through there. So yeah. It's very important with old hardwood that you pre-drill the holes. Otherwise you'll split the timber and be in a world of hurt. Ask me how I know. "100-year-old gum trees. Holy moly." I'm just putting some speed bracing on. Yeah. It's, it needs all the help it can get, to be honest. And I'm too scared to nail into it because, it's so old. You know, it's fine, but it's, you know, it's important that you make a mark somewhere. I do it on my jack just to know how much you've actually lifted it up. Kind of hard to judge unless you do that. just to contextualize how much I've actually lifted the shed, this is the ring. This is the ring that goes through here to lock the shed. And as you can see, if I don't squash my hand, you know, it's gone up about 2 or 3 inches. And on closer inspection, I'm guessing it was somewhere down here at one point, and someone's cut it off and put it up here because the door has fallen. Definitely looks like that. Yeah, anyway, just interesting. Right, so what I've done here is I put some speed pressing on that as well. Yeah, that's his safest houses now. I've jacked this up and then propped it up with that treated pine post there. And then I'm going to jack that up. If you come back here, you can kind of see a bit of a, that's almost, it still needs a bit more, but you can see how that post is almost dead level. Don't worry about the light coming through. That's because the shed next door has dropped. That needs to be done as well. That's another project. It never ends. But it's, yeah, so I'm just going to jack this one up now, this blue jack over here. Oh, it's good standing back here because I thought that was plumb. That post is not plumb at all. Yeah. Anyway, and I'll yeah, then I'll get it. You know, I don't care if it's not perfectly level, but as long as it's much better than what it was. But one thing I did find is that I'm going to have to pack that out somewhere to stop that. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I'm going to have to pack that out somehow to stop the wind and rain. You know, old sideways rain coming through. So anyway, maybe I should have just left it sunk into the ground, eh? No worries. Right, so where we're at is that end of the shed is more or less level. It's as level as I'm happy with. And then these two jacks here are lifting up this end, but in the middle I don't have a third jack. I've got a scissor jack, but I've used them before and I've seen them snap. I think I used it on a tractor and it was way too heavy for and it snapped, and it's anyway. I don't want to do that. So so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to keep packing that out in the middle. Hopefully I can make it work. That's the plan anyway. Now, rather humorously, I spent a lot of time getting that stirrup plumb, only to move the whole bloody shed, and now everything's out. And I mean, I could get it a bit, I don't know, but I don't want to re-drill the holes. There's not a lot of material there. It'll be fine. The strongest thing to do would just be to leave it the way it is. I could maybe, yeah, but now the lintel is now level. All these are gonna, anyway, it's out. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jack up the actual post. As I'm lifting it up, the nails are coming, the skewed the nails from the top, and the nails are pulling out. The weight of the post is pulling out off the nails. So I don't know if there's any bolts in through. I might put a bolt through the post horizontally to give it some strength. I might put some bracing on. I really should have done it earlier, but I was just trying to get away without doing it. But anyway. This scissor jack, I know I just said that they're not strong, and they're not, but the weight of the post, the scissor jack will do the weight of the post. Won't do all the weight of the wall, but anyway. Okay. Hmm. The writing's in German. It says Achtung, which is everyone knows is German for Jack. So it's not really working. It's just pushing the hole. It is actually pushing the wall up instead of pushing the nails in. Go figure. I guess I'm just going to lower the jack and lower the. If you can't bring the post to the roof, take the roof to the post. So, wish me luck. That worked to a certain degree. Oh. You know, as Red Green used to say, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. So the plot thickens. I don't really know what that means, but it is a date, which makes me think these doors were put on here in 1996. Now, I asked the neighbour who's lived here his whole life, or lived in the area his whole life, and he said he remembers a time when there wasn't any doors on this shed, and it was just a big barn. It was just a big barn. So that would explain. So I've got the whole shed level, perfectly level. Took me forever, but I done it. Looks like it's not because of but it actually, you get a spirit level up there. It is. It's just because the shed behind it is dropped. It makes it look like anyway. But I can't get this last bit. Actually, now it looks like it does on the camera, but it's not. There's a bit of a drop, about 10 mil, maybe a little bit more, maybe 3/4 of an inch between that post there and this post here. And anyway, so I put the jack in the corner to jack it up, and then I couldn't open, so I couldn't shut the doors. So anyway, so my theory is why I can't get it level is because those doors were put there in 1996, probably, I don't know, 80 years after this shed was built. So, the doors were put there when the shed had already moved. That's my theory as to why I can't get it. Why I can't get that last bit level, which is fine. It's fine. It's no big deal, but interesting. It's always good to find out a bit of history occasionally. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go in for some dinner and go get some warm clothes on. It's night time now, and I'll come back out after dinner and do this concrete.